Housing in BC has become incredibly expensive to build and increasingly getting more difficult to get the job done. This is why the government developed something called small-scale multi-unit housing. In fact, we did a video all about small-scale multi-unit housing and how it, among some other sweeping zoning changes, is going to affect every single neighborhood in every single municipality across BC. Builders and homeowners are struggling with red tape, expensive design services, and lengthy approval processes from the municipalities. And this means the housing crisis is affecting families and communities across not only the Lower Mainland, but across British Columbia, making affordable housing a priority. One of my absolute favorite things that the government has done to help with the housing crisis is create free standardized housing designs related to the small scale multi-unit housing initiative that they have launched specifically for properties that are going to house things like duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, and even up to 6 dwellings on a single property. This initiative aims to simplify the building process, lower costs, and reduce approval times, offering hope to builders and families alike. Now, I know what you might be thinking, and you're probably feeling something along the lines that both builders and developers are feeling as well. They're a little skeptical. Can standardized designs in BC with our incredibly diverse communities and style of homes actually work and get people excited about owning these types of properties and, really accomplish what they're trying to do by bringing down the cost of real estate? There's also concerns about customization, the uniqueness of these properties, and also adapting these designs to the various lot sizes in the various municipalities. Will this even work? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. We're going to talk all about these new standardized designs, what they're going to look like, what you can do with them, and how they just might save the future of BC housing and make housing more affordable for everyone in this province. You're going to want to hang around to the end of this video as well, because I'm going to show you not only how, these little blocks right here are going to help you better understand what is coming down the pipeline, but I've also got something that is going to absolutely blow your socks off, a $350 value of something that I'm going to give away to the first 20 people that register to get it. So if you're interested in learning more all about the designs that are coming to your community soon, and you want to hear more about that, let's get started. Hey, I'm Darren, team leader of a top performing real estate team serving Surrey BC and the surrounding areas. You might have seen me featured in big media like on Global TV, CTV, or in various newsprints like Business in Vancouver or the Georgia Strait. I created this YouTube channel to help you learn all about the areas of White Rock and Surrey BC and to offer a trusted voice for everything going on with real estate in British Columbia. Our team has helped hundreds and hundreds of people just like you buy or sell a home. So if you find yourself looking for help, connect with us by checking out the video description below, where you'll also find tons of valuable information and downloads for both home buyers and sellers. Now, enjoy the video. So during this whole housing crisis, you've got to give a ton of credit to the British Columbia government for throwing everything at the wall and trying to make something work, trying to bring down the cost of real estate, trying to make more homes available for people so we can get ourselves out of this so-called housing crisis where there's just so many people that want to buy real estate, finding it completely out of reach, too expensive, and also accommodating for the tens of thousands of people that want to call British Columbia home. Introduced by the Minister of Housing in the BC government was the goal of delivering at least 10 small-scale multi-unit housing designs. These designs need to be adaptable, they're going to be customizable, and comply with the 2024 BC Building Code. So what are these designs really based on? Well, you saw me at the beginning of this video showing you these blocks, and this is kind of where I was going with this thought process. These building designs that have been created are really meant to be customizable. So as an example, you might have a base level that looks like this, or you could have a base level that looks like this, and then you may have a mid-level that looks like this, and these colors kind of represent the different floor plans that might be available. And then you've also got different types of roof lines to try and give some diversity to these types of homes in these various communities. Well, you might have a home that's built completely customizable that looks like this, or you might have a home that's built that's completely customizable that looks like this. There is combination upon combination that can be done, and this will also depend on the lot size, the layout of the lot, and what you can actually do based on setbacks. But the idea here is to have a fully customizable, basically pre-approved design where the cities can effectively fast track the approval and the development of these housing houses to get more houses built for the residents of British Columbia a lot faster. These designs offer flexibility with different options for floor plans, options for the roof styles, exterior finishes, and additional floor plan configurations to allow for a little bit of customization with each and every home. So one of the big challenges that we're going to have as a community is getting builders and designers and you, the public, to start embracing these designs and bringing them into our communities, getting these actual homes built. And as I described before, these designs are already available for download, and you can find a link to check them out in the description below, where you're also going to find the subscribe button. So if you're interested in learning anything about Surrey real estate, White Rock real estate, or anything like in this video about British Columbia real estate, don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on everything you need to know about the communities. The idea of this is to allow people to customize units to fit their needs, and is leading to excitement about quicker approval processes and reduced costs in building these homes. The idea is that builders will experiment with the designs, dealing with site-specific conditions and adapt them to the local zoning regulations. And furthermore, the idea is that local governments will also support the initiative by fast-tracking permits, helping homeowners take advantage of the new system. But as you would imagine, and kind of related to the video I introduced you to at the beginning of this video, related to the whole concept of multi-unit small-scale housing, there is a lot of skepticism from the community, a lot of skepticism from property owners, and generally a lot of pushback from various communities about adding this density to their neighborhoods. So the government really faces a challenge here of now expanding this project, because they still need to get the municipalities on board, where they will fast track the development of these properties and basically just rubber stamp them. I mean, that's the actual idea of this, is to make it much more efficient, quicker, and therefore cheaper to build these homes, because effectively they could even be pre-constructed, prefabricated, and just brought onto site to be put up. Expanding the project further is going to include developing guidebooks, engaging consultants, and creating more designs to meet the needs of different communities. The goal is to have 10 different iterations of these homes and make them available to the public, with more to come later on in the future. So the real test comes to see whether the municipalities and the builders and developers actually take on these new designs and build these new properties, regardless of whether they stack floor plan 1 and mid floor plan number 2, or whatever variation that might be. The question is, will they build them? Because do they think that they will be able to fast track them, and do they think the public will actually buy them? They're going to have to convince the public. You know, this is going to be very similar to, you might have heard the term BC box before. You know, that's a style of home. It's basically a 2-story rectangular home that you see all over the communities, all over the Lower Mainland. They were very popular back in the 70s and 80s. They were very cheap to build, and they are everywhere. They're also one of the cheapest homes to build because of the very simple shapes. However, they don't really keep up with the current or modern expectations of what people hope homes to look like, especially new homes in our community. But that doesn't make it right or wrong, because those homes, well, they're cheaper to produce. So if they're cheaper to produce, that will add housing stock back to the market a lot faster and bring down the costs. And ideally, success stories start emerging from various municipalities, showing that they will allow and streamline the building of these designs, and eventually showcasing how families can now afford new homes, and the municipalities increasing the density in their existing neighborhoods. So builders, developers, and municipalities are starting to explore these designs released by the province, again available in the description of this video below. And we're really hoping that with the availability of these designs and the fact that they already meet the requirements of the BC Building Code, that we will start to see municipalities accepting these designs and fast tracking their construction in our communities. As the designs become more widely adopted, the expectation is that they will help unlock more housing faster and more affordably for families. Pending the success of the initial rollout, the province plans to expand its offerings, adding more designs and streamlining processes even further, giving homeowners more options than ever to build beautiful, affordable homes that blend into their communities. So ideally, the once skeptical public and municipalities and builders, well, they now become advocates regarding this type of housing and this type of construction. And hopefully this pushes for even further innovation in the housing sector. We know the federal government is also working on something very similar, and this isn't a new idea. This goes back to wartime housing construction, but it's good news because if it makes things cheaper and gets them built faster, that's good for everybody, isn't it? Ideally, the introduction of multi-unit housing designs is seen as a game changer and sets a precedence for other regions to follow. We have an opportunity here in BC to see these standardized housing designs become part of the BC fabric of our communities. And more so, an innovative made in BC solution to a housing crisis that none of us asked for. And families, builders, and local governments now have an incredibly powerful tool to help unlock more affordable homes for people just like you. So my question for you from today's video is a pretty simple one. Do you think this plan is going to work? Do you think it'll be successful? And do you think we will start seeing it adopted by the various municipalities that have access to do this today? You're also going to notice down in the description of this video, we are giving away 20 free spots to our BC Home Buyers course. Over 3 hours of video downloads, PDF information sheets, and questionnaires to help you buy your first home or your next home anywhere in the province of British Columbia like a pro and avoid all the pitfalls that sting so many would-be home buyers. If you want to snap up one of the 20 free spots that we are giving away, be sure to check out the link below in the description and get yours today before they all run out. If you went through this whole video and you were a little bit unsure about what the whole small scale multi-unit housing conversation is, what they might look like, and generally how they might affect the communities that we live in, whether you live here or you're looking to buy here, the video coming up next that is on your screen right now goes real deep into it and you'll have a great understanding of it after checking that out. So I hope you enjoy it and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.